my first experience of Doctor Who was just being called by my agent saying, "Can you get to Cardiff? Day on Doctor Who." Oh, was it back? Me, I'm thinking. And I did an episode with Christopher Eccleston, Bad Wolf, where I was plugging in Anne Robinson, which is a nice experience.
Somebody has to.
But the most exciting thing for me and certainly other guys, like Adam here, was getting called for the audition process to be a Cyberman, which was, an amazing experience because it was a kind of a choreographed movement workshop, and we all had to learn to, spatial awareness and marching in time and hitting a mark, and there was a lot of blokes whittled down to about 20 of us.
A bit like the X Factor for Cybermen.
A bit like that, and
The monsters.
Yeah, you're through to the next round, kind of thing.
Right.
Fantastic.
Right. I mean, that's really different from the old days when they just had to hobble-de-gobble on and just march the way they liked.
Yeah, it was very.
It was quite a process, wasn't it?
Very.
The audition period. I was quite surprised, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
How long was it from kind of start to finish?
It was a whole day.
Yeah, we had to do a few whole days in groups and see how well we worked together and individually, like you said, with the spatial awareness as well. And just if you'd be able to manage in the costume, because it is quite hard going. I mean, you can't see anything, and if you've got any kind of fear or claustrophobia, then you couldn't really.
You're locked into that helmet.
Yeah, and people literally got to come in
hours.
and unlock you. So you really got to be able to be able
You couldn't get out of it yourself.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Gosh. Daz, how did you get into it, Doctor? Because was your first credit stunt Silurian, I think?
Yeah, a few years ago.
great.
In fact, the weirdest thing is that that my first day of filming was Matt's first day of filming, and the Christmas special was his last day, so it was quite a nice little tie-in there. I did my stunt Silurian, and that was a bit, because I didn't know, obviously I got on set, and they don't usually tell you when you're doing stunts what you do. You just get on set and you just get put in the costume and you kind of just, they say, right, off you go. And I realised that the other girls, they were all dancers and they'd all been trained up for it and stuff. And I was just told to go, right, okay, all you have to do is just march in this way and then do over that and then fall over a few times. And I was like, okay. But yeah, I came in from a different kind of, with Cybermen, the same thing. I get launched into this thing. I have no auditions or anything like that. I just get put in the costume and, sucked into this kind of costume. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. And it is a little bit claustrophobic. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's uncomfortable, but it's, it's okay after a while. But yeah, the Silurian was a little bit easier.
Right.
Your body kind of changes after a while, doesn't it? To kind of match the suit. It kind of gives, Is it like real good posture correction?
I was going to say, because it must constrict you.
You're constantly upright.
It's bloody painful.
After 12 hours it's painful,
I mean, in the 80s, famously the Cybermen suffered from cyber crotch, which is where rubbing isn't a similar kind of thing these days.
We're all different shapes, so we all had pain in different areas.
Right.
And everyone was on like loads and loads of painkillers, for either knees or back of the thighs, or for me it was my shoulders. Because everyone's different, but it's moulded to one person.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're not that person.
Yeah. So Paul Casey was fine.
And Adam, was it? So you because you were in Doctor Who before in the Android.
Only one day.
Right. Was this your first? Was the audition the first thing that you did?
No, I'd done a episode called Tooth and Claw, which is when I kind of really first heard about it, and then I got the call from our agent saying, would you come for an audition to be like part of the monster kind of group? Because they wanted to set up this like kind of special group, didn't they?
Yeah, it's like a monster pool.
Right.
So and I kind of jumped at the chance really. It just really kind of excited me, the thought of getting into such a kind of cult kind of programme. So straight to Wales to do the audition, and the rest was history, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So.
And it's great to be part of that kind of monster rep company then.
Yeah. Massively.
And now we've got lifelong friends.
Yeah.
From that day at the audition process, and we're like best mates.
Right.
Yeah. Still as well.
Yeah.
Right. And of course you've got this for the rest of your lives as well, this kind of outside.
Well, apparently so, yeah. You don't see, when you're on set, you don't realise there's fans out there. All you see is people walking around looking a bit bored, plugging in things and turning lights on and stuff. And you forget there's a massive fan base out there.
Yeah. And the Doctor Who fans are unlike any other fans, or do you know what I mean? They're just so dedicated, which is nice as well.
Yeah. We're loyal.
Yes.
Loyal.
Definitely.
Never let it go. Now, Daz, you're
Yes.
a triathlete.
Yes.
I imagine most of us have your level of fitness as well. But
I can see that.
is it really tough to be in those costumes? Is it physically demanding? Is it?
I was surprised actually. I got on set and I had a costume fit in and that was all fine and it fitted fine. Obviously I got the job because of my dimensions. Because it's a stunt. The stunt guy's obviously a little bit bigger, more bulky, and no one could fit in, so they had to go for a woman. So it was by default I got the part. Can you do? Anyway, but I was pleased about it. But it fitted fine, and for a few, like maybe 5 minutes is fine. But on set, you've got to be in there, as you say, you get locked in.
Yeah.
And I do actually suffer a little bit of claustrophobia.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Now you tell us.
Well, no, I didn't get asked. No, they just put me in there, and I'm like, oh, no, like this. So I had to do a lot of breathing exercises, and it was very hot where they put me, and I was like, and because you have quite a lot of layers, it's the layers that there's like a rubber layer, and then there's another layer on top, and you're kind of strapped in, and then you've got the other layers on top. And so you have to move around, and so you can't sit down. That's the other thing. So they put me in this, and I was like, oh, I don't like this. And the problem is that I'm a triathlete as well. So unfortunately, I did do a bit of training beforehand, like 3 hours of quite heavy cycling, and then I went to Wales, and then I went up to where we were in Wales, and I think it was just a night shoot, and I think I just literally had a bit of a problem. Because I think
you need every bit of energy.
I know, and I realised that, but all I got really was on the day was like, well, no one else has got a problem with this suit. I don't know what you've got a problem with it. It was like, oh, okay, well, a little bit. It's like you're stuck.
It's the weight of it more than anything.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the weight kind
Exactly.
of comparable to? What would you
4
say?
stone.
4 stone, yeah.
4 stone.
Wow. Okay.
And just lifting the shoes up. I mean, the shoes are so heavy, and that's for getting all your leg armour. So, and you're stomping as well. So you're bringing the foot up high to stomp.
Right.
I'm surprised
And
it
you
weighed
can't-
what it weighed then.
Right.
And you're gripping
Yeah.
like that. So your arms are rigid, and
Yeah.
you do 20 metres, and you're stuffed.
Yeah. I bet.
And like Dad said, you can't sit down because you'll break part of the
Right.
suit, fiberglass suit. So it's tough. And you can see on some of the episodes behind the scenes, where they take the helmets off us, and we're all
I just want to say, everyone's just like absolutely
and
knackered.
you sweat. It's like a thermos flask.
Right.
You're dripping sweat. You can feel it dripping down your back.
Right.
But it's worth it when you see the end result, isn't it?
Right.
Always.
Is it a thrill when you watch it?
It
You
is,
kind of
yeah.
go, "Let's make it there,"
Yeah, definitely is, and it kind of reminisce about all the times that you had when you're doing
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like you just see like the smallest little shot that you do, which takes ages, so painstaking. When you see it on TV, and it's like it's gone. Isn't it?
And I spent 3 days.
It's like-
Yeah.
But yeah, when it's all put together, it's amazing.
Right.
Sense of fulfilment, I think, definitely.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And is it a lot of fun? I mean, it's tiring and exhausting, but is it fun?
It's fun,
Massively,
especially when you
massively.
nail a scene. When you're supposed to be marching across, a road, in sync, and you can hear the thump, thump, thump of your feet hitting at exactly the same time. That's a massive sense of achievement.
Because that is so hard. Never underestimate how hard that is it, when you're in that suit.
I mean, how much vision do you have in those suits? Can you
Just got 2 little holes like
And
that.
that's it.
in-
Yeah,
There's
no
kind of
peripheral,
No peripheral
No.
at all,
Right.
no.
No, just the 2 dots.
If you notice, if we're marching in line, we're always slightly arrow shaped, so you've just got a picture of the bloke in front of you.
Right.
So we always,
Kind of.
as an arrow kind of formation,
Right.
if we could.
They tried to tie us together when we were walking across the grass at that mansion, and they tried to tie our arms together because we were taking ages just to film this one little scene. But we just all looked like we were holding hands. It was like, it kind of took the
We're
edge
very
off the Cybermen, so I didn't know. No, it didn't really work, so we had to scrap that idea. I'd do the little arrow.
Yeah. Not really very threatening. Is it?
No, we could have skipped as well.
They're the best of friends, really. Talk us through the costumes then. So how does it build it up from the beginning? What do you put on first?
We've got a leotard
Leotard, first of all, which got
always a good
this
look
foam
for,
attached to it.
with
Right.
with little straps attached to it, and then you've got like a big rubber outer leotard, I suppose you put it, like a rubber moulded thing, which then everything else is attached to that.
Right.
So you've got little straps, little buckles, and then you put on the chest first, the arms, then the legs, and your pants. Always last, the pants.
The cod piece.
Yeah.
The cyber cod piece.
Yeah. and then the helmet on set. You never went.
Right.
Yeah, that was the last. Yeah.
Right.
And remember, it's designed for men, so of course I couldn't go to the toilet for 12 hours.
Oh.
And when I put it on the costume fitting, I went, do you know when I have to go to the toilet? And they went,
Because we all cut little
we
special,
decided
little
it's for
secret
men.
little holes.
Oh, we didn't think of that.
We had little
We did. We had slits.
glory holes.
But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
had
little
I had a foam suit.
Didn't really work for me.
I had a foam suit once that didn't have the access. So one of the ladies, one of the costume ladies, came up to me and said, "Well, I can cut you," and I was like, "Oh, I don't know." It's a bit close. I don't know about that.
Because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think no woman has ever played a Cyberman before.
No, I
so
can understand that.
That brings
Because it is actually
well
very
done, you.
physical.
Right.
And as you were saying, like I was saying on set, I'm a really, really physical and very, very, hopefully, fit person. But I was struggling, you know. I was struggling in that suit. And I haven't really struggled that often in my career as a stuntwoman. I don't generally do that, but this one, I struggled. But I didn't really get any sympathy, to be honest with you, because I'm a stuntwoman. But but I was on set for like 4 or 5 nights on night shoots, so it was you know what night shoots are like. They can go on a little bit, and it can get quite cold. But yeah, and I realised that I think that was on a one show I was watching maybe a few months ago, and I think somebody was in a cyber suit.
And they passed out,
and I was like, and I was watching it, and I heard this huge thud. And everybody, you know, what it's like in live TV, they'll just carry on. And then afterwards they said, in case you were wondering what that thud was, it was the Cyberman fainting in the background. I was like, see? That's what it's like.
But that was I think that was a fan, actually, wasn't it? A competition winner or something. It
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
It wasn't not a normal...
It wasn't a professional Cyberman, folks. We would never do that. If we're going to collapse, we'll do it out of shot.
Yes, they didn't. They didn't tell us that part. But I realised that actually that's it's restrictive breathing as well, isn't it? So you've got to control your breathing a little bit.
Which is one of the workshops we did with Elsa Burke,
Right, the choreographer.
breathing exercises. And
I was going to say, because it must be a huge part of having to hang around in those.
well, especially when you're moving as well.
Right.
And I mean, it could save a lot of time and a lot of money if we can actually stay in the suit a little bit longer. Like if they're really pushed for time at the end of the day. I mean, just running over can cost thousands and thousands.
Right.
So if you can just like get enough kind of like calm in you to kind of just push through an extra 5 minutes, then it could make a massive difference.
And how do the cyber compare to, because you've Silurian, you've done Hath and Oud between you, I think, and Autons. How do they compare in terms of comfort and?
That was slightly different.
Oud was a dream, wasn't it?
The
It's
Oud
like a
was
foam, lovely head with just normal
suit,
clothes
just a suit.
on.
Right.
Just really
You couldn't
easy to
see
take the
much.
helmet
Right.
off yourself. So you
Pigman
couldn't see
was
much.
nice
No.
as well. Did you do
Pigs, yeah.
Pigs were nice.
Right. Yeah, pigmen.
Yeah, except for we were glued in around the eyes,
Yeah,
weren't
you
we? So we had
glued
to
in.
leave it on all day. So even like eating dinner.
Oh, when you can see.
It's quite weird.
Yeah, you actually make pig noises when you're eating.
Yeah, but by the end, everyone knew us just by our eyes. They walked past you in this full pig outfit. They go, "Hi, Adam." Look, hi. Like, just like a pig. So, yeah, it's quite fun.
I guess there must be lots of moments when you kind of think, am I getting paid for this? Kind of.
Yeah, you do need to pinch yourself.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah,
I know
the pigs especially. I think that was the most fun.
Right.
Running around snorting and
Yeah. Why not? And so, Kevin, you were filming the first season compared to what was that like? Can you remember what it was like? Because Doctor Who was an unknown quantity then. It was.
Yeah, really. I mean, it was just another job, really.
Right.
I mean, I was aware that it was coming back, but no one knew that it was going to be the massic success that it has been.
What was the atmosphere like on set? Was it?
Oh, really good, because,
Right.
I mean, there was some... I mean, the actor on sets that I did was Patterson Joseph, who's fantastic, and I think he was one of the contestants.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I met one of the guys from Millennium Effects who do all the monsters, Charlie. And so I got on really well with him because I was obviously plugging in Anne in a certain way. So I could tell right away that this is not wobbly set, production. They spent a lot of money on this, and so I felt that it was going to last.
Right. And were you fans of the show before you got the?
As a boy growing up, I was a massive fan. Yeah.
Right.
In fact, it's strange looking back to being a Cyberman, because my only remembrance of Cybermen was the really kind of gay, effeminate mincy ones with the high-pitched voice and the silver kind of jumpsuit thing.
Yes.
Very menacing,
Yes.
but it's a bit weird to look at, you know.
Yeah.
And then when we saw our outfits, we thought, yeah, this is proper stuff.
Oh, what about you two? Were you fans of the show before, or?
Well, I weirdly, well, I don't know, maybe a confession, but I had a bit of a crush on Peter Davison when I was growing up.
Right.
I followed him about a little bit, and I became a fan because of that. I did go to a convention once, actually. I think I remember.
Daz, you're one of us.
Yeah, I think I was actually. Yeah, and then I grew out of it when it started. Obviously, not being on TV anymore. I grew out of it, and I didn't watch it again when a new generation came along. And when I got this job, I thought, the Solarian job, I thought I better maybe watch some. And I was like, this is like grown from something I remember, like wobbly sets and things, and not much budget, to looking incredible. I mean, it was incredible script. I mean, it's just fantastic, and so much better than what I remember. Although I do remember it scaring me. I still have nightmares about Daleks. And when I went on set on the Christmas special, I was like, they just said, "Oh, just go and change in this room," and it was full of Daleks. And I was like, whoa! And some of them had their heads cut, and I was like, "Oh, this is just weird. This is like part of my dream." And it's like, and then they went, "Look, after you do the Cyberman, and could you do this job where you have to play a nun who's a samurai warrior?" Anyway, and they were showing me, and I had to decapitate a Dalek. And I was like, "Oh, I'm not going to have any nightmares anymore. I'm going to decapitate a Dalek." And they were showing me how to do it and stuff. And they did all this amazing stuff with the Dalek head coming off and all its innards coming out. And I was, showing which kind of trampoline and what to do and stuff. And I didn't have time to do it. So I'm still going to have dreams and nightmares about Daleks.
No closure there yet.